Hi, I'm John White, and I'm a software architect with over 20 years of experience in defense technology. There have been a lot of advancements in AI, obviously, and it's transforming software development and reshaping the entire industry, the whole landscape. I mean, everything is changing and is impacted. What I do is I try to make sure that that impact doesn't negatively affect software engineers. So I help software engineers level up their skills so that they can stay relevant and not only keep pace with all these changes that are happening, but also just be fully ready and prepared for this new era of AI and democratized intelligence. It's not hype, it's here to stay, and we need to level up our skills and make sure that we're on the bleeding edge so that we can continue to solve problems for our customers. And so what I'm going to do, this is a raw video. It's just showing me build from scratch. This tool that I built is a sample tool for my class that I teach on a collegiate level. It's called Organization of Programming Languages. And what I do is I give handwritten quizzes. And so, it can be annoying to grade all of these handwritten quizzes. But what I do is give the quiz out. I put a question on the board. The students answer that question. They write it down. They shut their laptops down. They don't have their mobile phone. So I think that's the best way to learn and to recall information. And then when I get all the quizzes back, I have to grade them. So do I want to read through all of those quizzes? Not necessarily. So this is a perfect thing for AI agents or even just straight up LLMs. GPT-5 is the one that I use this time to go through, do the OCR, extract the text, and actually apply like a grading rubric to all the quizzes and get the outputs. And what you're looking at here is an output application, the application that lets me see all the output. It's very important that the grades are defensible. And so at a high level, I can see I graded on a curve. I can see an overview of all the questions, what the scores of the questions were, the grade distribution in the class. So this is class level. I can see the instructions that were used to actually grade this quiz. And then I have all the student results. And so in the student results, I can go through and I can see what the original score was, what the curve score was. It's not fair for this particular student, but they get overall feedback, outstanding work. They got all the questions correct. And they just broke down, this is the handwritten note or a handwritten quiz. And then they have the extracted text here. And then under this, I can see all the scores for their questions. And then I can see the feedback. And I do that for every student. And here's another student that didn't get 100. But this is cool. You see their writing style is completely different. They actually drew a picture here. So it is good to actually see what they did. And then they wrote the questions out. So examples of non-Turing complete languages and Turing complete languages. And so you can see that the OCR is amazing. I mean, I pulled all this stuff out. Then under it, I get the same thing. I get scores for every question, and then I get feedback for each one. Then if I hop back over to the development environment here, I have all the quizzes here. So you can see this person this student wrote in cursive. So wide range of writing styles. Here's another one. And then at the end, I have a PDF. And this PDF is similar to the application we just looked at, but it gives the overall feedback, the original response, extracted text and feedback, and then the scores. And then what I do is I just email this or share this document with every single student so that they can get their grade. And this is after I actually manually update the LMS system that we use for the university. So I'm just going to walk you through just starting from zero, what the thought process is from prompt engineering all the way to generating the code to executing and getting this application. Overall, it took about 2 hours. This video shouldn't be 2 hours, but it took about 2 hours to do this. It probably would take close to that to read through and grade everything and pop it in the system. And I'll be able to apply this to all the other tests and quizzes that I do in the same manner for this class. So it's extremely helpful. So hopefully this is helpful, and buckle up. For the next hour, we're going to go on a ride. One of the things that I do is I do handwritten tests now because of, people on the computer. And I'm not saying that my students would cheat, but, I think the best way to demonstrate mastery is you can just do something by hand. So I like to do oral examinations that demonstrates knowledge well, and then also handwritten stuff. But the problem with that is, look, we got computers. So, there's all types of programs. We use Canvas at Morgan State University. So they have quiz things in there and all of that. And you can watch the students for cheating. But it's still kind of weird. So I like the automation, but I don't know. I like something about it. I like going old school. The advantage is you have to know the content to be able to answer. But the disadvantage is for the teacher and the student, you don't see your grade right away. You'll see these, but basically I have all of these handwritten things that I have to read through to see how they answered the question. So how do we solve the problem? Well, it's old school for them to write it down, but it's also, I can be new school and I can use AI to process all of this stuff. So that's what I'm gonna walk through today. I'm gonna just build a basic processing workflow, agentic workflow, whatever you wanna call it, to scroll through these and grade them for me, and then kind of create a list so I can put the grades in the system. So what it's going to demonstrate, it's going to demonstrate OCR, prompt engineering, how to use GPT-5 with Python, because I'm probably just going to go Python. I'm not going to do a latent flow or anything like that right now. And it's just going to show you just straight up. It's pretty cool. So I haven't really primed the pump for this. So like you're looking at just a straight up terminal right now. So let me, I think I have a folder, Morgan folder. Oops. All right, so, like I said, I'm starting from scratch. This is the GitHub repository for the class. So I have my own folder in here. And then I'm gonna make a new folder called Quiz 1 Grader. This is the first quiz, and I'll go into Quiz 1 Grader. All right, so we're in there. So next thing is, what I did do, so I did take pictures of these with my phone, and then I did upload them to Google Drive. So if I go over to my Drive, I should have my Quiz 1 folder that was shared with me. See, so that's there. So what I'm gonna do is let's look at the folder first. So I have all these HEIC, that's the format for images on the phone. I have a certain number of these. This is a picture for each person in the class. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download this folder so I can get all the images on my machine. Yes, there are ways to just read straight from Google Drive, but let's just download it. So I'm zipping it up right now. All right, file is zipped. I got this number 1, whatever, so 50 megabyte file. So scroll back over to the terminal, just setting this directory up. So let's make a data directory. Well, yeah, let's make a data directory. see, in the data directory, let's list all the documents, all the downloads. All right, I'll be from downloads. Please bear with me, it's early in the morning here. All right, let me unzip stuff. All right, so it made that quiz one directory. I know like that. I'm gonna move it up. So copy, because I just don't like the spaces in the directory names. All right, we got all those. Now, I just to keep things clean, let's remove. Oops. Sorry. All right, so I got my image files in the directory. So now what do we want to do? Let's, I'm going to use Python for this. That's the easiest way to go. So let me go up. I got the data directory, but now what I'm going to do is just make a, I'm going to set up my Python environment. I like using UV. It's fast. So UV.env, env.env. All right, so now I got that. All right, so I got my Python environment, I got my data. Now we'll need some code, but what I'm gonna do now is, since I got all this set up, I'm gonna go over into my development environment. So let me, oh my goodness, where's my stuff at? Okay. Oops, let's move this. All right, let's do a new, this is an old project. I am gonna pull from this project. Okay, what's the problem? Something's stuck. Okay. Whatever that is. All right, so let's do a new window. Let's open that folder that I just made. Get this going. So, what was it, guys? Was it Morgan? And then let's go to my folder, Professor John. Open. Let's do quiz one grader. Just live right there. All right, cool. So I'm in here. I like to fire up a terminal immediately, because that's just how I roll. And then let's do a couple terminals here. Set my environment. All right, so environment. Oh, it already set it up for me. But let me make sure. So source, because it could be doing some goofy stuff. So yeah, all right, I'm activated. So got my stuff here. Can I view this image? Oop, can't view that image. It's a weird format, so that's kind of goofy, but whatever. All right, what next? Shoot. Let's do Claude Code. Oh, no, first thing we need to do is, let's do some prompt engineering. Let's figure out like whether ChatGPT can do this or not. All right, so if I want to open this up, will it let me open these? Let me see. Go. Y'all see it? I'm looking for Morgan. There it is. Boom. Boom. will it let me show one of these? It should. It did. So yeah. So this is what this looks like. That's just one of them, but I think I can scroll through. You see my little hand at the bottom? I'll take a picture of it. So this is another one you can start seeing, what it looks like. So everybody has different handwriting, all that stuff. It's kind of crazy. It's a pain, but I told them to write legibly, write their name on it. So that's all I think I need for this. So let me scroll over. Let's go ChatGPT here. I don't even know if it's going to let me upload a file, but let's do some prompt engineering. Let's see what we're doing here. So let's get out of downloads. Let's go to Professor John White quiz 1 grader data. All right, so I got these images. So let me open the image up. Ask anything. What is this? So what I like to do for prompt engineering, this is just some tips. I just like to just do a super basic prompt just to see how much the LLM knows, whether it can recognize it. We'll get more complex with the prompt as we go, but I just want to see, like, at base level, what are we working with? So I'm at GPT-5. It decides how long to think, so I'll just let it just do its thing and just run. I'm not going to use the legacy models. I'm not sure if it recognizes format or not. If we need to convert it, we'll write a converter. But high efficiency image coding. Yeah, describe it, dude. It's doing some stuff. It's getting started. Oh my gosh. What is that? No. Grade. I don't think it's recognizing a thing. Grade the contents. What? Okay. Isn't yet visible to me in a viewable form once I can see it. All right. Would you like me? Oh, it can convert it? Yeah. Convert it. And this is, so now I gave it a general prompt. It's like confused. So I'm going to say convert it to a format you can see. And it is the answer for a quiz. So rate the answer. No, I'm not going to say rate the answer. I'm going to say explain the content. Because that would prove that it can recognize it. Yeah, man, do it. Oh, this is annoying. What are you doing? Let's see if let's do this. All right, I'm saving it in a different format. Let's see if ChatGPT can do something better. I'm gonna do a new chat. Let's clear all that crap out. And file and photo. Let's go. Desktop. Document. Screenshot. I just took a screenshot of one. It's a PNG image. There we go. So you can see it. So now I'm saying describe contents. All right, so what we're testing, can it OCR it? Can it recognize what's there? Handwritten page. All right, picked up the name. Quiz 1, it got the date off the top. Left side definition. Oh, the right side. Oh, very good. Turing complete. Oh, they listed a whole bunch of languages. That's good. Non-Turing complete. Come on, man. Oh, let me see. Say Golang. That's wrong, but that's what they put. That's how we have to grade this. The page appears to be a short response discussing Turing completeness, explaining the concept, and categorizing programming languages accordingly. All right, good stuff. So just off that simple test, it can recognize this one. So it can do the OCR, it can recognize it. The last line trails off without completing the sentence. Okay, that's fine. It pulled these out, so that's cool. So, all right, so for this, what I did was, let's start engineering a little bit more. I'm looking for something here. Got Morgan, quiz 1, let's go back home. All right, so this was the question I was trying to answer. Explain what a Turing machine is, how it works, and why it is important to computer science. What does it mean when we call a programming language Turing complete? And give me some examples of both Turing complete and non-Turing complete programming languages. All right, so let me copy this. Let's go back to ChatGPT. All right, grade this quiz based on this question. It already has the contents. Oh, it does a rubric. So it's just coming up with points. Out of 10 total. We're going to come up with our own. All right, so this person would get a 65% if we went off of this rubric, right? So C+. C+? 6.5 is a C+. All right. Needs more detail on how a Turing machine actually works. States and transitions should clarify Turing completeness refers to computational capacity equivalent to a Turing machine. Example lists some inaccuracies. React is a library, not a language, and Go is Turing complete. Yeah, I did pick that up. So, interesting. All right, we got that. All right, so cool. So we got our question, we got our prompt. Let's keep it moving. So this basic prompt engineering, we got the image right here, and now we got some basic answers. So I can probably expand this out, but I'm not going to stay here. I just wanted to see GPT-5 be able to work with this. So now that I know the basic prompt engineering works, now let's head over back to the dev environment. Where are you? Let's head back over to the dev environment. So now what we're going to do, we know GPT-5 works. So now let's start getting a little more serious with this. When I say get serious with this, we're going to fire up Claude Code. Bam. So I'm going to set up my Claude environment. Now we're going to start cooking. Let's cook. All right. So I have another project that I did that does OCR and connects into GPT using the API and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that, I'm going to feed that into Claude Code and say, use that as an example to build out this auto grader. So I'm going to put a basic prompt in this directory first though. So let me, quiz grader touch. I'm going to do grading instructions. All right, I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT and be lazy and say, generate a I'm gonna say a basic prompt. I don't want to be too crazy. Basic. Basic prompt. Yeah. Question, rubric, 10 points total. All right, that's nice. Provide a score brief. All right, I do want the name. Return the name. Thanks. We rolling. All right. Example, output, name, yup, score, feedback, show solid graph. I'm kind of getting into this now. We're still prompting. Let's go. Let's just keep going. All right. So I'm going to say, instead of the rubric above, extract the questions from explain what a return machine is, how it works, why it's important in computer science, what does it mean when we call it, give some examples. Extract the 5 instructions, questions from the long quiz question, and grade the result. Get, say we should get 20 points. Okay. Yep. Read each student name and a response. Evaluate each of the 5 questions separately. Give 0 to 20 points based on completeness and accuracy. How does it work? All right, here we go. 18. How does it work? 8. Why is it important? What does it mean? All right, so now the score went up 70 to 73. I like that. What's cool about this too is it's not going to be biased when you're rating it. It is going to be biased, but it's in the LLM. It's not from me, right? So let's keep going. What else do I want to do? Let's just keep going. I don't know. I'm in the flow on the prompt engineering. So let's stay here before we start coding. So I want this to output in JSON format. So output the results in JSON format. Define the format as next. His student name. Let's just say name, and then scores, feedback for each score. And also have the text. I figured we're already in here, so we might as well just keep it moving. Yep. JSON output format. Scores. What is a Turing machine? How does it work? Okay, yeah, that's what I want. Overall feedback. All right, we got the answer text. That was what was extracted. All right, cool. I think I'm gonna change this though. I don't like that. Let's do change the answer key. The scores keys to question the score. For consistency. All right. Nice. Question. Let's roll. Question 1. Yep. Okay, total score. All right, that's sweet. All right, so I think we're good with that. So what I'm going to do is let's copy this whole prompt and would you like me to extend this format to support grading multiple students? No. So the approach I'm going to take is I'm going to run this prompt against every quiz. So grading instructions. Paste it in. Boom. So, template. Claude Code might be able to clean this up. You are grading example, how it works, this. All right, brief score. Now grade the following response. All right, so this is the prompt. You are grading a short written quiz. All right, I'm going to boost this up. And I'm going to, what you like to do in prompt engineering, what you need to do is you need to let's make it an expert. You are make, instead of saying you are grading, instead of saying grading quiz, say, make a persona that is a brilliant computer science professor that deeply cares about his students and his teaching organization, programming languages to junior level computer science students. They need to be prepared for the work and able to explain to machines. So I should make this persona. You are Dr. Alex Carter. Okay. So let's copy that. Wing grading. So we set the persona. Say John White. I don't know. I like to bundle all this. This is the persona part. Let's save this. All right. I'm going to take a break, and then when we get back, I'm gonna let's start coding this up. So we got our prompt, we have our data, we have our prompt now. We did our prompt engineering in ChatGPT-5. So now what we're gonna do is write some code to loop through each one of these, run this prompt against every image, and get the answers back. See you on the other side. All right, let's pick this up. So where we left off, we did all the prompt engineering with ChatGPT. Now we're going to get into actually writing the code. So I mentioned before, we have some example code that is doing something similar. It'll loop through a directory and process image files and send it over to GPT-5. So I'm going to make sure that Claude Code uses that code as an example. There is a way to set Claude Code up. You can put in example code and then direct Claude Code to like use it as a reference as it's building a new one. I think I'm gonna just paste it into the context and just let it go because I only need to do it in one shot. So let me just give you a little bit about my programming style and like how I like to solve problems. Yes, I can write one Python script to loop through each one of these and process it. But I kind of like to encapsulate functionality at the script level per major operation. What does that mean? Let me restate it. I want to be able to call a Python script to run each one of these. When I do that, it gives me flexibility because then I can write a shell script that can run 5 of these in parallel or 10 of these in parallel. And I'm not tied to, multi-threading on the Python level and async calls and all that stuff. So when I'm doing stuff like this, an automated operation, I just want to handle like the bulk of the work on an individual unit level, generate the results, and then if I need to combine those results, my data formats, like in this JSON, should be good enough where I can loop through the standardized data format and kind of build what I need. So I'll build like the CSV or the spreadsheet after we process all of them. So let's just get started. Let's not belabor the point. So I have Claude Code going right here. It's already started up. So let me go to my other project. This is my other project. I think it is, I looped through a bunch of warehouse items. This is the extract script. You can see the prompts and all that stuff. So I'm gonna say use this as an example. So use Python script that processes images as an example to make a Python script that takes in a path to an image, the HEIC file, sends it to GPT-5 with prompt, and it writes out the associated, the resulting JSON. All right, let's do this now. One difference is, so if we look at the code, you see the prompt is in the code here. So what we want to do is we want to have the prompt, we want to read the prompt from this, that's a difference. So read the prompt in creating instructions file, but make any modifications to the prompt that are needed so that it is associated with the image being processed. And then I'll put base 64 because I know it has to convert it. I know it's smart enough to do that, but I'll just put it in. I'll just put like an arrow. What I like about Claude Code is it doesn't paste all the text in, it just tells you how many lines. So I paste it in 226 lines, and then we're just gonna let it cook. Pollinating. So it's gonna take all of this. It should generate a Python script for me. So we're gonna let this rock and roll. What I want out of this is I want a Python script that actually calls into ChatGPT 5, and I can take in one of these data files and see the results. So we'll wait for this. All right, so it says it's gonna do it here. You can kind of follow what it's doing. So it's still pollinating. I am gonna have to put my key in. All right, so here's the script. I think it looks pretty good. Important instructions. So look, it looks like it put it in here. Carefully transcribe the student's name, return your grade, the student's name, prompt. Modify the prompt. So it included it. All right, whatever. Is it reading from? Great quiz. All right, this is good. It's going to do this force run. All right, the script generates a JSON file with the name, student name, transcribe, answer text. All right. So I'm curious about whether it followed my instruction as reading it. So it is reading and grading instruction. Read and grading instruction. And so instruction path. Grading instructions are with open. Okay. So how are you using this? Returns the grading instructions. All right, so how does it use the grading instructions? Because I saw a prompt in here. All right, so it wraps my prompt with this prompt. Okay. I'll take that, whatever you want to do. All right, so let's just run a test. Let's see what happens. So I need to set up my OpenAI key here. So is there a key.env file? Are you reading? Get down. So, are you reading? OpenAI key from ENV. Okay. All right. So let's set that. It should search pattern. Do you want to proceed? It's not there, so I need to add that. Hold down environment. We need that. Now the script will load from a .env. It stubbed out the example.env. Oh, it's still going, so it's still doing something. All right, we're good. Let me go down and copy that env to a .env file. Got my .env. I'm gonna go in another window and get my key. Oops. I don't think you can see this. You'll be able to see it when I paste it in. All right. I'm gonna paste this in. Don't steal my key. All right. It's good. So now let's test it out. Let's see if it actually works. So I'm just gonna run one. There's the grading instructions. Let me get the grader up. What's the run command? So let's do, I got to do a requirements file. We got a whole bunch of dependencies. We're processing images, a whole bunch of stuff. So let's get that going. So generate requirements. TXT file. All right, so those are my dependencies. Got that. Boom. So let's install all of that. Again, I like UB. Bam, you see how fast that was? Amazing. All right, Python grade quiz. Let's do data. Let's do 63. Let's see. All right, converted it, reading grading instructions, sending it to GPT-5 for grading. All right, I think what I want to do is I want to time how much this takes. Man, it's taking a little bit. That's the thing. I really like GPT-5, but it is, it goes pretty slow. I mean, it does a lot in the background because it's like an agent. You're essentially calling the agent. So it's just doing some crazy stuff in the background. But it's really smart. So let's go for it. This is the only thing though. When you're calling it, you could split these tasks out. So I could call one model to do the OCR, and then after I get the text back, I could send that off to another model. But I'm just trusting that GPT-5 is doing its thing, and it's fine. I don't necessarily want to split it out, but I don't want it to take more than 2 minutes. It shouldn't take more than 2 minutes to do this. And so another thing with Python, right? We're just sitting here. So we're just trusting that it's going to give us the correct answer, or that it's actually working and that we're going to eventually get an answer. But you don't know how long, at least when you're using the ChatGPT interface, you kind of see it working. So it's doing something. But here, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't have an idea of what it's doing. If it's reasoning, what is it reasoning on? but I really don't think it should be taking this long. We're gonna wait. All right, so we got it back. So how long did that take? Oh, this person got 35. All right, yawn. And grading results. So wrote the, okay. It didn't do that good on like reading his handwriting. Overall feedback. Did we get the answered text? Yeah. Okay. 8. What? Oh, okay. This does not answer turn completeness. All right. So we got that for this person. So what we'll do is we'll probably run, I don't know how many of these I can run at the same time. I should write a script that kicks all of them off at the same time. Well, I'm not going to write it. I'll have Claude Code do it. And then just kind of let it go. So what did I want to add? So let's add some timing. Why does this keep scrolling up like that? Time. The OpenAI call. Also convert the image to that PNG. Right. And the time took grade output JSON. I just want to see how long it takes. I'm also doing a PNG because I know we'll probably build like a front end or something to loop through the file so we can see the original text. We can see the text that was extracted. All of this is going to be for defensibility. So that'll be part 3. But right now, we'll just do all the processing and we'll create the output. All right, so what are we doing now? Okay. Good. All right, so it's adding grading time in seconds to the output JSON. If the JSON file is already there, it's not going to run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to kick all of these off in parallel. Let me just ask though, real quick. Let's go to Perplexity. I'll just ask. How many current call GPT-5? There 8 requests at a time for many pages, so it's saying about 8. So what I'll do is I'm going to have Claude Code write a script. All right. Write a shell script that processes generate JSON. APIC data directory. Right. 5 scripts. Let's say 5 scripts at a time. Uh-oh, I got a helper coming. Good morning. Run 5 scripts at a time in parallel. Continue to loop and say batches 5 to complete. So now you should get a bash script this level. It has the data directory. Batch size is 5. That's configurable. I trust this. All right, let's go. Grade all. Processes 5 times in parallel. Let's look at that code. Let's see how I did the parallel processing. Did it just like kick it off in the background? The parallel processing. Yeah, it just kicks it off in the background. File.HEIC, huh? I think it needs to be capital. Let's see if it finds it. Oh, okay. Output file created. We're gonna do that. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Great all. All right, I get a log for each one. Just waiting for the first batch to complete. All right, not seeing anything in the log. That's interesting. Let's see what that does. All right, so I found 21. So I got 21 of them. Waiting for batch 1. I'm gonna let this kind of cook for a little bit, see what happens. Let's pull that code up again. Oh, okay, yeah, so grade log. So it's running. So I should be able to tell these logs. See what's going on. Doesn't seem to be printing anything though. That's mildly concerning. It is converting to the PNG well. Looks like we got some JSON back. Okay, so we got one scored. So that's good. All right, we're rocking. We see them popping up on the left. It's doing its thing. So we're still in batch 1. All right, 2. Got this one too. All right, that output looks pretty good. Bam. All right, we're getting our answers. This is good. Boom. All right. All right, this is good stuff. Now we're in batch 2, so it's running the next batch. Nice. All right, while this is running, I think what I'm going to do is, the next thing is, I need a CSV of all the results. So I'm gonna say, write another Python script that reads in all the .json files that were produced and creates a CSV file of all the students. There should be name column and question number column with the score. And score, the answer text, the feedback for each. Then an overall feedback column with total score. Remember, for each student. Let's mark that. All right, so we're going to have another Python script that just reads through all the results. This log is useless. Nothing's going in. Oh, this got a log. Okay. All right, so it's generating this stuff while the other thing is still running. We're generating more code. We're good to go. Create grade report. Output custom report. It should take in the grade report should take in where the grades are though. All right, the data dot. Okay, we'll just leave it hard coded. It's fine. Answer text, name, no. There is an overall answer text, but for each question. Oh, no. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna make it more complicated. That's fine. All right, so let's just run that. So we can run that while this is running. That's another cool thing about this, right? Everything's kind of separate when on the operating system level, so we can just run all this stuff in parallel. So let me just Python create grade report. Damn, that's fast. All right, so let's look. I got a grade report CSV. Answer text, I got the name. Okay, unknown student, daggone. It sucks. I'm gonna have to look at that text. It's doing okay with the OCR. Do I have the columns that I want? All the answer text, question 1 score, feedback, question. All right. Okay, what I want to do at the end of that report though, print out the grading script. Print. Yeah, let's do that. So at the bottom, I just want to see just the grade. Because it's kind of hard to read through all of this. I have new lines and all that stuff in here, so it's just kind of goofy. Do that? Yeah, let's do that. All right, table includes students' names, individual scores, output. Will display summary statistics, good stuff. So let's run this again. All right. So the grades aren't that good, which tells me that something's off with the grading. I mean, we got a couple people with some high grades, but it's being a little too strict with the grading probably. So we'll have to figure something out, possibly grade on a curve or something, but we'll have to actually like look at the data and see what it's doing. After we look at the data, we can analyze that feedback loop and then maybe modify it based on that. But no one's getting full credit, and I'm pretty sure people should get full credit. So this is all running right now. Oh, okay. We finished everything, all the batches. So it's probably too strict, right? So we can do some post prompt analysis, so prompt engineering again after this, but we essentially have all the tooling that we need to see everything. So I have a script I have the one script that grades each quiz, converts over to a PNG file. Then we have a grade all script that runs and grades every test, sends it to GPT-5, I'm sorry. And then after that, we have a create grade report script that reads all the JSON files and creates a script. And creates I don't want to do grade all. Create grade report. It creates a grade report. So it shows the questions, each question, which one was missed. And I'm not saying that these grades are all good, but at least you can get the breakdown of the questions, what the total score was, what the student's name was. I'm gonna say at the bottom. Okay. The average. Question and total. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I thought I was in Claude Code. Let's go. It still remembers context, so I don't have to specify in whatever script. It's just gonna, it picked up create grade report. It's just gonna do it there. So it's doing the sum divided by the length, which is good. So good to go. This script, 171 lines, 200 lines is probably a little too long, but here we'll get the average at the bottom. So let's rerun it again. All right, so we got the average. So we can run different stats, but this is what we got. So the average is a 39 on this. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to go back and do some prompt engineering on the grading, but we at least have everything that we need to automatically run through and grade everything. And now we got all of our quizzes in a PNG format so we can see them, process them. For further on processing, look at this, not much here, but yeah, we can see everything. So most of the code is done. We'll have to go back and modify the prompt. I think we're going to be a little less strict on the prompt. We're going to say, look, if you got it mostly right, we're going to give you solid credit for that question. If you got it completely wrong, we're not. So we're going to like turn some knobs to make this a little bit better. But as far as like the code, it's done. Let's look and see how many lines of code it is. So grade quiz is 230 lines. Grade report is about 200 lines. And then the shell script is about 80 or 100 lines. So we're looking at 500, 600 lines of code, not including the prompt. I mean, the prompt is here. Come, say hi. Say good morning.
Hi.
All right. We finished. I'm almost finished. And then we got just our requirements file. So it's not a lot. So it looks like we're good to go here. I'm going to stop and then we'll pick this up. We'll go back in the next section and refine the prompt. So more prompt engineering, and then we'll regrade everything, and then we'll look at how the grades are. So we'll be able to kind of compare to this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna output this grades.txt, overall grades. And we got that at the bottom. Average score, highest score, lowest score. Which ones were processed. That looks good. And we're good to go. So hopefully that was helpful. I don't want to belabor the point, but I did go back and do some more prompt engineering, refine the prompts a little bit more, and rerun, but the end result was still the same. Streamlit application, able to display all the grades and answers, as well as I was able to get a comprehensive report of all the grades in the class. From there, what I did was I generated a PDF for each student, and then I shared that PDF with each student on Google Drive. That was a manual step, so maybe that's a future enhancement. I could connect to Google Drive. You could also make this like a generic web application where maybe you put in your prompt and then you list out all the files that you want to process, and it'll run all of them and compile a report for you. I think you can already do things like this in ChatGPT and Claude as a platform, or Anthropic's platform. We could also optimize the LLM calling and OCR. So right now we're doing everything in one fell swoop in GPT-5. We can split those steps up so you don't have to call that model over and over again and spend all that money on those tokens. So you can cache it. I mean, once you do the OCR once, you don't have to do it again. Could also make a scalable backend for image processing. I mean, if we added 2 zeros to the number, instead of doing 21 quizzes, what if it was 2100? We would have to do some things in parallel. There'd be some throttling. We'd have to have some retry logic. So we don't want to go sequentially. Right now we're doing batches of 5, but you would want to optimize the back end for processing. Could also investigate additional LLMs. Gemini could be interesting. Maybe a full kind of Google Drive solution where it just calls Gemini, and it runs some app scripts and kind of just stays within the Google platform. We could also do some latent workflows, Agent Kit. And I'm also thinking about doing something with Claude Code, where Claude Code is very powerful. I think we can probably set it up to run this example pretty well if you set the prompts up right and define what the tools that it needs and things like that. So stay tuned. I may do the same problem a different way or extend this problem to make it more of a generic custom solution. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.